Welcome to Hong Kong. Not only a mecca for fashion lovers, but also the capital of sustainable fashion here in Asia. There is no better backdrop for the world's largest sustainable fashion competition, the Redress Design Award.
The Redress Design Award goes to...
Now nearly 10 years old, the Redress Design Award has become the biggest platform to launch sustainable fashion careers worldwide.
Soon after that, I have started my own brand. Sustainability can be glamorous, shiny and dazzling.
The reach that this competition has globally is amazing.
This cycle, 10 designers will compete to win a commercial collaboration with China's largest sustainable fashion label, Reverb.
It really would change my career in fashion. It would essentially change my life too.
Join us on Frontline Fashion to follow their journey to the runway.
I was told that I can't be a designer because I'm from a small town. That kind of shook me.
And to learn the latest inside scoop from designers, brands, and manufacturers.
It's important that designers open their eyes to the reality of the industry.
As they make it their mission to force fashion to come clean.
We don't have time, environmentally speaking, to consider why sustainable fashion is important. And it's our responsibility to inspire other designers to design with the prospering of our planet in mind.
Throughout the supply chain, the global fashion industry is responsible for 10% of the world's total CO2 emissions, which is more than the airline and maritime industry combined.
The good news is that many brands are really putting their hand up and saying, okay, we are willing to do what we need to do to reduce our impact. But what really worries me with this is that it's only going to get worse because of the way that consumers are buying, using and disposing clothes so readily. And around 50% of the fashion industry have done nothing when it comes to sustainability.
To keep up with consumer demand, the world produces 100 billion garments every year, and counting, as our global population continues to grow. The virgin textiles that are required to make all these garments use an extraordinary amount of our planet's natural resources.
Now, our perspective on that is we need to reuse the materials that have already been created, because by doing that, we're going to immediately improve the fashion industry by putting waste back into use.
The Redress Design Award was established by Hong Kong-based charity Redress, whose mission it is to fight waste in the fashion industry. Every year, the amount of textile waste created through the making of our clothes could cover an area larger than the size of the UK. Couple that with all the unwanted garments that are sent to landfill or discarded daily, and what we have on our hands is a fashion waste crisis.
As the climate emergency increases, we really need to shift our attention to using the vast quantities of materials that we've already produced. A lot of the materials that I used in the collection were sourced from charity shops. Charity shops get donated so much clothing. I was working with stuff that they couldn't sell and using that to create clothing.
To reach the finals, the designers had to win over the judges with their ideas for a 5-piece collection made entirely from textile and garment waste.
The biggest raw material for my collection was old saris from my mom's wardrobe.
Worn garments, ripped ones, garments from the flea market who cannot be worn anymore.
I used a second-hand tablecloth given by a well-known restaurant from my hometown. It's kind of cool, giving a second chance to textiles.
This year our designers hail from Canada to Australia and from Israel to England, with our very own Hong Kong boasting 2 finalists. I'm here at West Kowloon Cultural District.
Hi Meiyan, how are you?
To meet one of them.
So what's it like being a designer here in Hong Kong?
I think the main factor probably is the culture. and the people. Because you've got people from everywhere, then they can share idea and exchange idea. And there's so much going on right here.
So, is there anything that you're working on right now that I could take a look at?
Yes. Do you want to come to my studio?
I would love to.
Let's go.
So do you like living in Sheung Wan?
Yeah, I like it a lot. There's so many galleries around, so many like little shops.
I feel like there's a lot of culture around here.
Yeah.
I lived here for like 11 years and I love this area.
So, this is my beauty. We go this way. It's quite very hard to find them.
Tell me the process for your Redress Design Award concept.
I read the news about the leftover woman, which is how they call late 30, late 20 Chinese woman, which is didn't marry. So there's like they're my muse and my inspiration.
Okay.
To fight against this perception that unmarried women are leftovers, Meiyan is creating an empowering collection. And with just one second-hand traditional wedding dress, she's able to create 5 to 6 new pieces.
Because wedding dresses, they come with so many different layers. And different layers, they come with different fabrics.
Yeah, that's a lot of waste.
But you wear it once and you never wear it again. And you will be so surprised that there's so many people, they will choose to buy a brand new wedding dress than that one. And there's like 10.4 million weddings happening every year now in China.
So you have to create 5 looks for the award. What piece are you working on now?
Now I'm working on a skirt, which is this one, yeah.
This one looks like it's pretty time consuming. Do you think you'll get them all finished?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If my sewing skills still as good as I imagine, then I think it should be fine.
The designers were given 10 weeks to create their collections in their home country before travelling to Hong Kong for the finals.
I'm really excited to work on this collection, and I really can't wait to share it with you guys.
I was stressed because it's very short time to do all this stuff.
Karina created natural dye with avocado and pomegranate waste to transform her unwanted tablecloths into stunning new garments with a powerful message.
The story behind my collection is like wanted to fight against the fast fashion industry and against the consumerist mindset. I have printed like some statements on the clothes. For example, in the skirt, there's a message printed which is, do I really need it? It's a very important question to ask ourselves. We have to start buying less clothes. Every action you do have an impact, so we have to be aware of what this impact is.
As a designer, we need to be thought-provoking and really need to transfer this to the wearer as well, because we have to start changing the way we see fashion.
I believe it's important for people to know where their clothes are being made, who's making them, and what they're made of. I do think that social media is really bringing awareness to these sustainable issues.
There are around 90,000 Google searches for sustainable fashion every month in the US alone. But despite this explosion in consumer interest, there is still a lot of confusion about what the term actually means. There are many different approaches that can be categorized as sustainable fashion, but the most effective one is right in front of our eyes.
The simplest way to have a more sustainable closet is to really fully utilize the clothes that you've already got.
We kind of need to help people re-engage with their clothes. So really integral to my design practice is this idea of what's going to make you want to keep it for longer. For my collection, it's all about layers as a tool for wear. With these layers, you can cut away a little section and it tells the shared journey. So as you stain a bit, it gets a mark and you're like, oh no, I don't want to wear it. But it's actually like, no, that's designed for this. You know, you cut away that little layer and you can see the layer underneath. That's how you create the shared story between you and the clothes.
To help consumers re-engage with fashion, Redress is taking their message to the streets. I caught up with Christina at their brand new headquarters to find out their plans.
Hey ladies!
Hey, how are you doing?
Wow, so this is the new Redress space, huh?
Yeah, well it takes a little bit of imagination to imagine that this is going to be our biggest sustainable fashion hub.
So the average person walking by, what can they come in and experience here at this hub?
We're going to have exhibitions, pop-up shops, have some of our alumni in here doing various workshops and activities with the community.
Okay ladies, can you show me around and show me what you've got planned for this beautiful space?
So this is going to be our workshop space where we're going to store all of our rescued fabric waste. And it really just brings us into the community.
Their new hub is situated in Sham Shui Po, Hong Kong's oldest garment district.
Tell me why you love this area so much and why you moved here.
Well, this is Sham Shui Po, which is really historically the heart of Hong Kong's fashion industry. And you know, Hong Kong and fashion go hand in hand. And so it's a massive source of inspiration for designers around the world when they come here, because it's like a kid in a candy shop.
It really is, it really is. It makes me feel like I want to start designing something when I come here.
Yeah, exactly. I do too. I'm not a designer, but you know. And so I think it's really lovely. Not only is Redress moving into this area, but so too are loads of local designers. And really what that is doing is reinventing and revitalising Sham Shui Po to make sure that this area maintains its vibrancy as a garment district for years to come.
Being a designer today is such an exciting opportunity because they're entering into an industry which is radically changing. There is opportunity everywhere to redesign fashion, to think about different business models, to think about what does fashion even mean in today's culture.
6 months before, I would never imagine that any of my design can be shown in public or in a runway.
This is the biggest experience that I had in my life.
Meeting everyone and coming to Hong Kong, I'm feeling so excited.
Next time on Frontline Fashion, the finalists arrive in Hong Kong and are put straight to work. You will be given 2 days to design and manufacture me an outfit to wear to the grand final.
It's not easy to put 5 people together to work.
What, you can't have a small pocket. Everybody hates small pockets. Yeah.